All right, guys, we're getting started here. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. Had a private lesson go over. But anyway, so let's bow in. This is lesson 6. This is the last one of week 2. So next week we're going to get into the tactical side of Jeet Kune Do. But this week is all power, how to generate power through the body. So let's warm up with some shadow boxing. And I like to have something down on the floor to use as sort of a reference point for the center line. So that's where the center line of my opponent is. So I'm keeping myself generally off the center line, moving in and out of range as well. All right. And actually right now, just footwork. So pretend I didn't throw those. Okay. So we're just moving. Look at that. Okay. Getting our body nice and bouncy, nice and springy. All right, now let's start to add in punches, kicks, okay? A lot of the stuff we did in week 1, we're not going to do today, or else we'd spend the entire lesson reviewing old stuff. Obviously, just because you practice something one day does not mean that you have it down. So you've got to keep practicing it. But because I don't want to just keep repeating the exact same stuff, we're moving on. This is your time to review, okay? So take the stuff that you want to get good at and work it here. And we're just loosening up, so I'm going pretty light. I'm not just coming out of the gate full steam. I'm just making sure I'm using my lead hand, my rear hand. See you, Nick. Good. My lead leg, my rear leg, okay? This is how we get nice and warmed up so we don't end up injuring ourselves. This is also how we develop fight creativity. Okay, if all of our time is spent hitting mitts or practicing just individual combos, when the pressure is on, we forget, okay? Good, and time. Good work, guys. Okay, let's practice the B-slap drill. And this time, I'm going to do it without a bag. If you have something you can hit, that allows you to actually check your power and see if you're generating good power. But you don't need something. The key is learning how to use the hips. So if you do hit something though, make sure your elbow is bent so you don't hyperextend, okay? But all we're gonna do is take our feet side to side. Our arms should relax to our sides just like this. So we just relax here. And then I'm not going to lift my arm. I'm going to swing my body so my arm naturally comes up, okay? We're learning how to use the lower body to swing the upper. And I turn all the way here. A very common thing I'll see is people do this. Look at my feet, okay? I want to pivot the direction. I want to pivot through the target. So here we go. We'll do 5 with the right hand. 1, whoom. And 2, whoom. And 3, whoom. And 4, good. And 5, good. Okay, now let's do it through with the left hand. So 1 and 1, good. And 2, good. And 3, good. And 4, good. and 5. Good. There we go. Nice work, guys. So rotational power should start feeling good by now. With that said, let's work on our cross and our hook and actually use that so we don't get into a fight and we come out like this, right? I'm not going to attack somebody like that. So here we go. We're going to alternate between cross and hook. 1, boom. 2, hook. 3, boom. 4, hook. 5, cross. 6, hook. Watch those feet, make sure they're turning. 7, cross. 8, hook. Cross. 9, 10, hook. My brain's getting jumbled up. Okay, now let's go cross hook, and I want you to do the Watusi. Turn those feet. In actual application, usually my first punch is a bit shorter. I don't turn over as much, so that way it's easier to turn the other foot. So if I start with a hook, I'm usually a little more planted, and then I turn the cross. Or if I start with the cross, I'm a little more planted, and then I turn the hook. But we're gonna practice doing the Elvis Presley, all right? Here we go. Cross hook. 1, cross hook. 2, cross hook. 3, cross hook. So your body is doing it. Your arms are just going for a ride. 4, boom, good. 5, good. 6, your arms are the delivery vehicles. 7, they're not the power, they're not the dynamite. 8, boom, boom. 9, boom, it's your body that generates that power. 10, boom, boom, good. Nicely done, guys. Okay, combos. All right, if you want, we can go back to here and also practice our angling out, okay? Now, not a hard, fast rule, but generally if my last punch is with my right hand, I go to my right. My last punch is with my left hand, I go to my left. If you don't want to do the pivoting out, don't worry about it. You don't have to. But we're going to take 3 hit combos. The first one, we're going to go jab, and as I jab, I'm going to squat down here. I want to load my uppercut. My hand's not down here. My hand's right here. I use my hips to drive that uppercut. This is all from the last lesson. So if you missed the last lesson, go back and watch that. So I jab. My body is already loaded for that uppercut. Technically, I should have my shoulder pinched to my jaw to protect me, but my microphone's right there, and I'm guessing you won't be able to hear me if I do that. So just a little kind of point I want to mention. Then I go uppercut, and then hook. All right, so here we go. Do it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, and then if you want, pivot out. Okay, train yourself. You want to kind of train yourself that you're not done with your combo until you've exited, okay? So every combo is at least 2 techniques long. It's a punch or a kick and then an exit. Everything else, you add to it, but you always exit. All right, 2, jab, uppercut, hook. Whoa. Okay. 3, exit. 4, and remember on that uppercut, lift the hips. The power comes from digging in with the hips. 5, good. Okay, now we're going to go jab, and then as we retract our jab hand, and that could be lead straight, okay? Front hand punch, I'm going to come back here. Then shovel hook to the body, cross to the head. And then if you want to angle out, go ahead and angle out. So here we go. So boom, pop, pop, out. That's 1, 2, ha. Oops, I messed that up. Ha, 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 ha. Good. 3, ha, 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 ha. Good. 4, ha, 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 ha. And 5, ha, 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 ha. Good. Okay, now what I want you to do, we're gonna alternate those 2, right? Let me just double check that. My plan all along. Jab. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna do 5 of each, alternating. So I'm slightly off angle so that I can work my way back, slightly off angle here. So we're going jab, rear uppercut, hook. Here we go. Ha, ha, ha. Boom. Okay. Ha, ha, ha. Boom. So there's 1 full rotation. Now we'll do it again. Jab, rear uppercut, hook, pivot out. Now jab, shovel hook, cross, pivot. Jab, ha, ha, boom. Good, there's 2. 3, ha, 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 good. Ha, 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 ha. There's 4. Or is this 4? We'll do 2 more sets. Ha, 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 and ha, 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 ha. All right, 1 more. Realize I'm still in like light shadow boxing mode. I gotta get into hard training mode. Okay. Now let's play with a new form of power. So we've looked at scooping up. You know what? Let's just review our shovel hooks and our uppercuts just to really dial them in a little more. So just the uppercut. I squat down, I push my hip up. 1. Let's do 5 on each. 5 rear uppercuts, 5 shovel hooks. Here we go. Squat, 1. Squat, 2. Squat, 3. Squat, 4. Squat, 5. So you're pulling, you're lifting your hips. You remember when I was swinging the kettlebell? Same thing now on the shovel hook. I'm driving my hips diagonal. Well, I'm driving them straight up, but I'm kind of diagonal to you. So it's not straight in front like the uppercut was. It's not completely sideways. It's diagonal there. So here we go. See how my hand is at my body or at my head? It's not down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 1 more set on each side. Uppercuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shovel hooks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome, guys. You know, I realize I'm not my usual playful self today. I'm a little more playful. I think it's I just got done coaching some of my more serious fighter types. And so I think I've gotten myself into a bit more of a like serious mentality. So, you know, lighten up a little bit, Forrest. Come on. Okay. All right, so I want to talk about whipping power. So Bruce Lee, actually, I'll say my instructor, he talks about 2 forms of power. My instructor, Sifu Chris Kent, he talks about what he calls the water and the whip principle, okay? The water principle is like power that comes crashing in. That's essentially what all of this has been. Hooks, boom! It's like I'm swinging a baseball bat. Shovel hooks and uppercuts, same thing. Whoom! It's just on a more vertical plane, okay? So those are more the water principle. The whip is more that snapping. Boom! The power comes from the snap. It comes from the speed, how quickly it hits the target and is gone. It's a little bit more like maybe a bullet or like a whip, I guess. Makes the most sense. So we're going to play with that whipping power. So Bruce Lee said you should be able to fire your shots with power from any position, okay? And so that's why it's important. I know how to rotate my hips. I know how to drive my hips upward, okay? And I know how to create whipping power as well. Because if I know how to use my body, then I just, depending on where my hands are or my feet, I just connect it to that. So I don't have to pull my hands back to generate power. I can connect the technique to one of those power sources, if that makes sense. So when I'm in my fighting stance, it should be like the engine is on, my body's moving. There's like this pulsing right here. And the reason for that is it keeps me kind of alert, but I'm also like constantly generating power. If I'm just right here, then to do anything, I have to load up, okay? But if I'm constantly doing this, I'm constantly loading power, pulling power from my body. Basically, if you were to tell me to jump, I could go 1, 2, 3. This jump is already getting powered up. In fact, let's do this for a second. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. Let's do 4 more. 3, jump. You're just feeling how you're pulling power from the ground. 2, 3, jump. 2, 3, jump. Just like that. Okay? Now in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my back fist out. Boom. Okay? Hit with the back of my hand, back of my fist. Sometimes I just keep my hand relaxed and hit with my fingers. Not actually hit with my fingers, but if you see me do that, it's just because I'm just trying to play with keeping my arm relaxed. But if I'm actually hitting something, I need to make a fist at the end. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then I want you to feel that whipping as my body comes up. It goes out my fist like that. So here we go. Just take your time with it. So 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 9. And 1, 2, 3, 10. So you should feel, I'm not just going here. Okay, I'm feeling the kinetic chain. I'm feeling, boom, that power come from my lower body and out my fist. Now let's do it with the cross. So this is, well, I call it a sit down cross because I sit down as I rotate. You could call it a rotational cross. Okay, the power's rotational. There's another way to do it where I drive off the back leg. In fact, one of the ways I have people practice it is there's something called a landmine press, where it's like you have a barbell hanging off the ground at 45 and you push the barbell up and you feel that drive off your back leg. Or you can take kettlebells and you do a push press where you're not using your shoulders as much as you're trying to just use your legs to pop it up. But you're not squatting, you're just kind of taking a small squat and generating that power. So you can try that. You can do it one-armed if you have one kettlebell. Okay, so that's a push press. When I throw my cross, I'm going to bend my knees, and then right here I'm going to push. Boom. So let's 1, 2, 3, and then boom, push. You see how my leg like extends? Okay, be careful you don't lean too far forward. That's one of the dangers of this style of cross, is that you can end up losing your balance. However, if you know what you're doing, you can use that movement. So I can go whop to then cut an angle. So it's okay to let my weight go forward if I'm planning on moving. But anyway, let's feel this. Let's feel this from the ground. So watch me one time. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, boom. And feel that come out. This knee still needs to stay a little bit bent. I don't want to be completely straight legged, but this one will extend a bit more. All right, 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 9. 1, 2, 3. That's not my rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 10. Good. So that's, I call it springboard cross. Boom. Because it's like I've got a little springboard. Okay. So now let's work on some defenses. So the first one is a pull. A pull or a snap away. We would call it snap away growing up. But when I'm holding mitts for someone, I want the quickest way to say something. So I can just say pull and then fire at them instead of like snap away, which doesn't take much longer. But if you're calling it a lot, you want to shorten things so you can just keep so we call it a pull, but it's also sometimes called snap away. I'm going to push my weight back like this. There's a heel toe sway going on right here. There's actually different ways to do it. Here's the way I like to teach. And this is the way I was originally taught. I heel toe sway. My back heel drops, my front heel comes up, okay? I'm essentially loading that spring. So we take that back fist, and now we load the spring even more. So whop, whop. Now you could also attach a lead straight on the end of it, okay? I just find that the back fist, it feels a little more natural to get that snap out. And so if you're new to this, I think the back fist is a little easier to feel it. So another thing on that snap away, and this hand, so I learned to put this hand here as backup in case you don't go far enough. I personally tend to put my hand here because if I've got boxing gloves on, sometimes I can't see what's going on. And then second, I do have to be mindful that put my hand here opens me up on this side. So I kind of go, it's my footwork's job to make sure that I get out of the way of the straight punch, but it's this hand's job to make sure I don't end up eating a hook. So I rather have two defenses happening rather than backing up one of my defenses with another one. With that said, I have guys that are really good at jabbing and they'll catch me and I have to put my hand here because they're just so fast. I don't get my head out of the way fast enough. So your choice if you want to be there or you want to be there. Totally up to you. So I'm going to spring load my back leg and then fire back. Okay, let's do 5 of those. So pull, snap, pull, snap, pull, snap, pull, snap, pull, snap. See how there's this rhythm going on? Bruce Lee was very big about broken rhythm, but you can't break rhythm until you understand rhythm, okay? So you gotta develop that rhythm. So I recommend doing this like a little rhythmic drill. Boom, 1, 2, 3, whop, like that. Okay, now I wanna add another piece to it. I can also do what we call an anchored step. Anchored step is where my front foot or one of my feet stays anchored to the ground. My other foot goes back. I could do that to pull, to get out of the way, or I can combine it with the heel toe sway like this. See how I'm stepping back while I'm doing a heel toe sway? So let's combine them now. So 5 more back fists. 1, boom. 2, whop. 3, whop. 4, whop. 5, whop. 1 extra for bonus. Extra credit. Bomb. Good. Now let's do it with the springboard cross. So watch me. 1, boom. Okay? So my foot goes back and then it comes forward. The 2 mistakes are going back but then staying there, or going back and then coming forward but coming way too far forward. So if my foot is on this line, I go back, I come right back to that line. Okay? Maybe let's do that 5 times. Let's just step back. Step. 2. Like you're trying to step on something behind you. Hence the springboard. Boom, there's a springboard right there. Okay, so my foot bounces back. All right, here we go. So we're gonna go, watch me again. 1, 2, okay? Ready? 1, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2. 5, 1, 2. Okay, now let's do another 5. We'll speed it up a little bit more. Not too fast though. Only go as fast as what you can do it correctly. All right, here we go. 1, boom. 2, boom. Once you feel that load and then explode. That's pretty good. Load and then explode. I like that. 3, whop. 4, whop. 5, whop. Nice. Okay, let's do 1 more. Now we're going to take a slip. Somebody punches at my nose, I can slip over this shoulder. Now I'm squatted down, I come up into that cross. So I go slip, cross. Okay, let's do 5 of those. So slip over my shoulder, 1, slip, 2, slip, that's loading this hand up, 3, slip, 4, slip, 5. Now I know a lot of people say, well, this is Jeet Kune Do, shouldn't we intercept on the slip? Yes, you definitely can intercept on the slip, but the more tools that we add now, if we practice a bunch of techniques, my goal isn't so much that we're practicing techniques right now, it's that we're learning how to generate power from the body. And if I have you go, okay, now we're gonna go, slip and hit, or even jab, cross, slip and hit, and then cross. All the focus is gonna be on all these techniques and not on what really matters, which is, can you feel the load, the weight transfer, the spring action of load the hip, spring the arm out. Okay, let's do another 5. So if you want to sit there and do 20 other shots before, go ahead and you can do whatever you want. But what I want you to really focus on that core. So they punch, slip, cross. 2, slip, cross. 3, slip, cross. 4, slip, cross. 5, slip, cross. Good. Okay. Sweet. All right. Man, we're already at the end. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go jab. Actually, let's go jab, pull, back fist. We're right at the end, and I actually do have to end on time today. So, but we've got some other drills I want to do. But before we do that, let's go straight, pull, back fist. All right, give me 3 of those. So straight, pull, back fist. Let's just go back fist, pull, back fist. Back fist, pull, back fist. One more time. Back fist, pull, back fist. Now let's go straight, pull, cross. Straight, pull, cross. Straight, pull, cross. Straight, pull, cross. Now let's go jab, cross, slip, cross. Jab, cross, slip, cross. Jab, cross, slip, cross. Jab, cross, slip, cross. There we go. Okay, cool. This has us set last round anyway. All right, so we've been doing, what I learned is cherry pickers, but with just straight punches, okay? Let's do that for 40 seconds, okay? This teaches us how to coordinate that dropping energy with our punches, how to coordinate our hands and our feet. And also, I'm not doing a good job, I'm punching right here. My hands should be coming right back to my ears, okay? 20 seconds. Sweet. Okay, now we got 2 minutes left. Now we're going to practice something, you've seen it in boxing, called the shoe shine. When I'm fighting, there is an application for it, but I probably would never do it. It's not very common. So it's like, well, why do people practice it? This is shoe shine. You've seen this in boxing before. It's because it teaches you how to link your feet to your hands. So that motion. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to swing your body. We're just gonna start right here into little uppercuts. And see, my hand is going down. That's okay. These aren't actually punches right now. What we're practicing is using our body to swing our arm up here, okay? Good. Now I want us to add the jogging in place while doing that, okay? Here. Learning how to get your body into shots. This essentially combines the cherry picker drill with that whipping punch energy that we've worked today. Okay, 30 more seconds. During the last 10 seconds, we're gonna try and go a little faster. Only go as fast as what you can do it though, correctly. You don't want to just start going like this, okay? So here we go, in 10 more seconds, we're gonna start. We're gonna go fast for 10. All right, here we go. Try to relax the arms. It's all about the feet and the shoulders. And time. Skadoosh. Let's bow out. Wonderful, guys. All right, next week starts the final week of this series. We'll be actually playing with more of the tactical side of Jeet Kune Do. So we start with footwork, then power generation. Now we'll get into the real like nitty gritty of the mental side, the Jeet Kune Do's way of thinking through a fight. Cool, guys. Bye, bye, bye.